on the video. This is going to be another episode of SNTR Gaming News covering the Halo Infinite store items update. There's an update hitting today, January 25th. We will check it out in-game. It's going to go live in about an hour into the broadcast. There's also a big update coming next season with respect to credits. So if you like these types of videos, breakdowns, and live streams, hit subscribe and the bell button. That way you don't miss my live streams. We are going to bring everybody over as well from the stream this morning. And let me give you a very brief rundown of the issue. This is an SNTR update. Halo Infinite will allow you to earn credits in Season 2, and they continue to make changes to the Halo Infinite storefront. We're going to cover those updates as well as what is coming in Season 2 in this update video. Be sure to check out SNTR Gaming, where I streamed this live, or subscribe here to SNTR Updates. That way you get these quick uploads and the quick information. So Jerry Hook, the head of design at 343, tweeted the following: "Thanks to your continued feedback, we are happy to confirm credits will be earnable in Season 2's Battle Pass." So the Halo Battle Pass will have credits in it that you can earn. We don't know how much, but they'll be there. He says that means you'll be able to earn credits as part of your Halo Infinite progression. We'll have more to share on this as we get closer to Season 2. And then he linked to a blog post that outlines some of the changes that are coming today, January 25th, some things they've already done, and their plans going forward with the Halo store items. So what is coming today? They had the following to say on their official blog post: "Our focus with these changes is on reducing pricing across the board, providing stronger values in our bundles, starting to put individual items outside of bundles, and more. This week, we focus on reducing the prices of our weekly bundles." So that's last week. They reduced the prices of the bundles. Next week, that's today, January 25th, next week, we will have individual items starting to appear on their own. So we will check that out in the live stream. We will be trying new things throughout the rest of the season so that we can continue to learn and improve for the future. Please keep the feedback coming during this process. Okay? Now, what about Big Team Battle? Because that's another update that they've been trying to fix, so that's just an ongoing thing. So we've covered the store items and the credits earnable in Season 2. What about Big Team Battle? They had this to say: "As we work on resolving the issues with Big Team Battle matchmaking, the team also plans to remove challenges that require Big Team Battle for the time being. We don't want to alter challenge decks when they are live, as it would remove people's progression on those challenges, so these changes will start next Tuesday when the weekly challenges typically roll over." So today, January 25th, they're going to get rid of Big Team Battle challenges at reset, because Big Team Battle is still not fixed. So don't worry if you're in the middle of progressing or whatever. That's not going to happen. This is going to happen at reset. Now, I thought they fixed it would be a great thing to say, or a question to ask. Didn't you say or attempt to fix Big Team Battle? They had the following to say with regard to that: "Please note the team is continuing to investigate the Big Team Battle matchmaking issues. This week's hotfix, though not as effective as we had initially hoped, it created more problems, also contained additional telemetry that has been providing promising data to the team." So if you have been trying to play Big Team Battle and you've been having frustrations with it, it sounds like it might be a good time just to stop and take a break, especially if you were doing so to complete challenges. Those challenges, the week of January the 25th, they will be removed. There's not going to be any Big Team Battle challenges this week. They will reinstitute those challenges, I'm sure, once they get Big Team Battle fixed. You can look forward to earning credits on the Halo Battle Pass in Halo Infinite Season 2, and if you're looking for individual items that are broken out and sold individually, we are going to take a look at that on Reset January the 25th. Last week, we looked at Reset, which was January the 18th, and we analyzed sort of the new pricing. It did look better. I will say that. The pricing did look better when they made that change. So this is promising going forward that they are trying to institute the player feedback about pricing, bundles, and earning credits. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, check me out on SNTR Gaming, where I stream live, and here on SNTR Updates. Hit subscribe and the bell button, and I'll see you in the next video. Well, let's chop this one up. We'll check it out in about 50 minutes when the change goes live, we will chop it up and take a look at what exactly they're doing. We will be able to take a peek and see what items they're breaking out individually, and then obviously next season you will be able to earn the credits. I have a series of questions obviously about that and what that means. Like, will there be, how many credits will you be able to earn? How long is next season going to last? This season was, aimed at lasting for 6 months, which is a little absurd in my estimation. And not necessarily something that would be good. Fwiz got a promotion. YouTube employee. Bittersweet news. Leaving YouTube. Loved every minute of it here. But I am announcing that I'll be joining OX Polygon as their CEO of Polygon Studios. Polygon, built for developers by developers. Oh, so he's leaving. Okay. Well, there you go. He is leaving YouTube Gaming and going to Polygon, some company. It looked like an is it an NFT company or something? I don't know. Will probably be compared to other free-to-play battle passes. Earn enough to cover the cost of next season's battle pass. I found my relationship with Papa Halo has been strained. I will no longer refer to him as Papa. For now, he is just Larry. Cody says, love the content, love the recent big changes. Hope all is well. Currently in a virtual classroom. Can't wait to contribute to the conversation. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you. I'd rather see 343 fix in-game problems over fixing store prices. I don't play Halo anymore because of the game crashes. Well, it's handled by different departments. It's handled by different departments, So the people handling the pricing of the battle pass, the store items, that's not necessarily the same people that would be handling in-game changes or in-game fixes. So we need to be careful that we're not making, bad comparisons. So we will be checking that out momentarily with respect to the update. It's going to go live in 50 minutes. So there will be a Halo Infinite store items update today with respect to individual items being broken out. Also, Halo Infinite credits will be earnable in Season 2's Battle Pass. That has been announced. In light of that, I want to ask you guys, Halo Infinite store items. Have you purchased anything? How about that? Have you purchased anything? Yes or no? Halo Infinite store items. Have you purchased anything? That is the question. That's the question that we are posing. And this Polygon company is going to fast, affordable, energy efficient Ethereum scaling solutions. Yep. It's a Web3 company. He's getting into NFTs. Distorted. I just got a pretty fat promotion at work just now, so it's turning out to be a pretty good day. Congrats on the promotions, Distorted. That's awesome, man. Just the battle passes, Logan. Okay. I'm asking specifically about store items, not the battle pass. I don't consider the battle pass a store item. That's different in my mind. Somebody on Twitter said, yes, I did. I purchased stuff on launch day and was pretty frustrated that coatings were locked to armor types. I recently bought some more stuff since they reduced prices. What's solid feedback for Sketch and the team? Thank you. There you go. We'll send that tweet there. We'll mention the big boys and see if they can't get some attention on that. Somebody's saying, look, I bought stuff and I was frustrated about the armor coatings, but I bought more since you've lowered the prices. That's good feedback for them. Does the Battle Pass count? I'm not counting the Battle Pass in my mind. I think that's very different. I think when you go into the store and you buy an item, that's not quite the same as buying a Battle Pass. So we will be looking at the updated store items today in about 50 minutes. We'll be checking that out. Also, the announcement that you will be able to earn credits next season in Season 2. Hey, somebody ordered some coffee, Frickmas and a light roast to Chris. Thank you, Chris. Couple of coffee orders today already. Thank you guys so much for doing that. Get those coffee orders in, rageousroast.com, or you can use the coffee command in chat. Happy not to spend one dime on Halo. I have not spent one dime on Halo Cosmetics, says Happy Gengar. Okay. The store is the store. Battle Pass is totally different. Yeah, I view them as categorically different. If we aren't counting the Battle Pass, then nope, I haven't bought anything, says Abe. I just hate how the current armor mod system is set up, so I am not investing a whole lot into it. Does the coffee ship internationally to Canada? It does ship to Canada, yes. We've shipped a handful of times to Canada. Christina and a few others we have shipped there as well. So thank you very much for those that have ordered or continue to order the coffee. We greatly appreciate that. What do the claims have to do with beating up Distorted? I thought you were just doing that for fun. Did I miss the memo? I don't. When did I beat up Distorted? I haven't spent a dime either, says Eugene. Yeah. How much did they lower the prices? So last week we looked, and stuff that was traditionally like $1,500 looked like it was $1,000 to $1,200. So they dropped it by $3 to $5 on some of the bundles. At least that's what it looked like to me. Preliminary, like just buckshot quick looking at it, it looked like they had lowered things between $3 and $5. And so, yeah. The DMCA stuff all got released, by the way, yesterday. That apparently, until you get whitelisted, that's what happens, is you'll get like 28 emails claiming the songs, and then you'll get 28 other emails releasing the songs. And I didn't feel like getting those emails today, so we went back to Harris Heller. I'll try again tomorrow. I'll play like 1 or 2 songs, and then I'll stop. And then if I get 1 or 2 emails, I'll do the same thing the next day. Every day I'll play 1 or 2 of the songs, and then if we get no emails, then we'll start going fully committed to that playlist, because it was, in my opinion, significantly better than Harris Heller's stuff. Wheezy says who? Fwiz was the head of YouTube Gaming, so he is heading on to different pastures for himself. So he's the head of YouTube Gaming. Well, was the head of YouTube Gaming. Yeah, I'll be interested to see who they give his position to. So we've already gotten a good chunk of responses here just in about 5 minutes. Already almost 100 votes on the poll at the top of the chat. If you have not taken the poll at the top of the chat, we want to know, Halo Infinite store items, have you purchased anything? There will be an update today. Last week they lowered prices. This week they're going to be breaking out individual items. And then in Season 2, you will be you will be able to earn credits on the Battle Pass. That is coming. YouTube Gaming Live will go on. This is a significant loss for the streaming industry. One of the compelling benefits of YouTube Live was a face who was active in the community. Without someone to take his place, it's another nameless, faceless platform. Yeah, I agree with Busey. I agree with Zach Busey. They need somebody to replace him. Fwiz was, you had somebody out on the front lines to represent the platform, and I think that is significantly important. That's one of the reasons the Purple platform has, I think, just continued to struggle, and the last person that continually faced the public and answered questions is no longer with the company. DJ Wheat left. So, how do you feel that bodes for the future of YouTube Gaming, the expected changes that were to come? Probably bodes well. I don't want to be snarky, but more than likely, they have really big plans for YouTube Gaming and streaming, and that means they wanted to put somebody else in charge. Usually that's a good sign, is you want different leadership when you're going to make those kind of changes. So it probably bodes well. In my mind, that's actually totally normal. They're like, hey, we're really pushing. We really want streaming and gaming to get into a great space and to get into a great position. And we think it's going to be better under new leadership. I don't know much of what he did, but I will say this. YouTube Gaming and streaming has done virtually nothing the last couple of years. It's been very, very minor. Now, that could be from their development strategy and philosophy to do minor updates, but it also could have been because they have a very, very big thing they want to do, and they want to do a full court press of like new leadership, new teams, new direction, new vision. I don't know. I never interacted with him, so I obviously have no reason to think that he was like a problem, but I think it's generally pretty normal when you break out in these pretty big endeavors and pushes to be like, listen, we want new leadership. It'll just help unify vision. I don't know. That's just kind of par for the course a lot of the times. I've not been impressed with YouTube gaming and YouTube streaming. I haven't been. I haven't seen enough improvements. Yeah, he seems like a super nice guy, but that doesn't mean he's the right fit for whatever they're trying to do, right? I don't think it's a matter of like he's bad or he's not qualified. It's probably like, listen, we've got somebody that we think is a better fit for our big push for YouTube gaming, and you know, it also could literally be he was constantly making videos and tweeting about NFTs. He could be literally thinking that he's striking while the iron's hot. He maybe wants to get in at the ground level at a company that he thinks will be better for his future. I don't know. A lot of times when you're pushing for changes, you need new blood. Someone not shackled to the ideas of like, this is how it's always been. Probably because YouTube only became profitable 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. Can we all start adding dice to our daily prayers? We need them to fix stuff and stop losing projects. Right. So, if you're just tuning in, we're talking about the Halo Infinite store items update. That is, there's an update arriving today. There's also an even bigger update arriving next season. You will be able to earn Halo Infinite credits. The Halo Battle Pass will feature earnable credits next season. Now, that next season doesn't start for like 4 months, but that is an update that is coming to the game's Battle Pass. So that's good news for folks that have been saying they wanted to be able to earn currency. That's good news for you. And today, the store will see some changes. I'm loading into the game right now so that we can check out the updates when they happen. Last week they lowered some prices, and this week they're supposed to be breaking out items individually that were previously not broken out individually. So if you're just tuning in for the coverage of the Halo Infinite store items update, we are covering that right now. We also covered the big team battle stuff that has not yet been fixed. So today they will be removing the big team battle challenges because it's too hard to get through games for some people. Sometimes people get tired of their job and want to move on. I mean, yeah, there's a variety of reasons. Listen, if you like coverage of things like that, like EA handing all of Star Wars to Respawn or Fwiz leaving YouTube, that will be a great reason to subscribe to Split Screen. Split Screen is our channel that covers industry news as well as esports. This morning we covered Tim the Tapman is teasing an Overwatch stream. So if you missed that video, make sure and check it out. Let's add a Split Screen. We have a larger channel that covers esports, industry news, content creators, and has live shoutcasting segments. There we go. Adcom Split Screen. So we can start to tell people, hey, use the split screen command if you want to check out our other larger channel that covers all sorts of different industry news, content creators, live shoutcasting segments. We're very, very pleased with what we're going to be able to give you this week. We've come up with some good ways of making the thumbnails and stuff for the Drop Die Cast live stream on Thursday and the I Can Cast Anything challenge for Friday. So we've got some good stuff coming. Those videos, the morning coffee videos on Split Screen hit at 8 a.m. Eastern, so you can give those a nice watch and give them a nice click-a-rooney and a like and a comment. Do all that before you join me over here at 9 a.m. Eastern. Person I'm researching now as a possible subject for a deposition has been in the same position for 35 years. I can't even imagine. I would lose my mind. I think my dad hit 40 years at the not in the same position, but at the same company. Mostly the same position though. Easily 30 to 35 years in the same position. My dad. Yep. With how Halo is doing now, do y'all think this business model is better than the old one? What's good, Mr. Jake the Ace? I mean, listen, I think they're venturing into a format that is profitable. I think, Halo Infinite being free to play can be very profitable. I do. But the question is, are they making enough? Is it working? I would say they're not. There's a variety of reasons that I believe they're not making enough money in the store. The first and strongest reason that I know they're not making enough in the store is that they're changing the pricing, and they said they're changing the pricing based on feedback and data. Okay? Companies don't change their microtransaction pricing on a whim or because people griped on Reddit. It's because they're not doing well. When Destiny overhauled its microtransaction store, it's because it wasn't doing well. It wasn't converting like it should, and they were also responding to player feedback. I don't think Halo Infinite's any different. So today, they've got, Halo Infinite store items update is hitting today. It's hitting today. Last week, they lowered some prices. This week, they're breaking things out individually. And in Season 2, the Halo Infinite credits will be earnable in the Halo Battle Pass. You'll be able to boot up, grab your Halo Battle Pass, and periodically earn credits. Now, we don't know how much and how often, right? But that's coming. Why? I guarantee you, because it's not doing what it needs to do. They're not getting what they need. They're not getting the conversions. They're not getting the sales that they need. And that's a pretty big deal for a franchise this large and this long going, So if you're new and you've not been here before, we try to cover Halo Infinite pretty regularly. Tuesday afternoon's a good time for that. When they implement a change, we can kind of check it out. If you've never been here before, it's a live interactive talk show. It's kind of like gaming news radio. I am safe for work, so you can subscribe in confidence. Subscribing is free, and it supports the channel. Smash the like button. Take our poll at the top of the chat, closing in on 200 votes already. Halo Infinite store items, have you purchased anything? Most of you saying no, and I don't count the Battle Pass in that. If you bought the Battle Pass, that doesn't really count. I mean a store item, like you went into the store and you bought an actual item from it. That's what I'm curious about. What was it? $500 million on development, released it on Game Pass and free-to-play multiplayer, and have a significantly dwindling player base with terrible monetization practices. Yeah, that's not a good look. It's not a good look with a $500 million budget. The Halo Infinite release was just not, what they wanted it to be, and they're definitely having a player base issue. I think the player base is likely shrinking, just based on what we're seeing on Steam, even though most of the player base likely does most of their playing on console. That doesn't matter. That is not. That doesn't mean that the player base isn't going down. And beyond that, if they're saying that according to the data and player feedback, they're lowering pricing, making credits earnable, splitting up some of the bundles, making individual items available for purchase, they're clearly not seeing the conversions that they want to see in the Halo Infinite store. They simply aren't. So if you're tuning in for the Halo Infinite store items update, we are going to check it out in about 30 minutes. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I do this when it happens, if it's relevant, if they're making a change or an update. We cover this game pretty regularly, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel. This morning, we covered the Lost Ark Endgame update that they pushed out. They pushed out an official video on the Lost Ark YouTube channel. We cover all kinds of different games here. I hope it teaches them to do better. I don't want to see games like Halo and Battlefield stop making games. The fact that you can't load into a big team battle as a fire team is absurd to me. Yeah, so they also announced in the midst of these things, the Halo Infinite big team battle fix, it did not work. It actually made things worse, which is just odd. Hang on a minute. YouTube is also losing other major execs, as has been reported by TubeFilter, including Jamie Barnes, Senior Director of Creator Partnerships, and Heather Rivera, VP and Global Head of Product Partnerships. Really? I'm going to have to put this in the Discord so we can cover this. They're not just losing Fwiz. A lot of people are leaving or are being dismissed. Put that in there. Losing 3 major executives. Ryan Wyatt, Jamie Byrne, and Heather Rivera are all departing. So they're doing a pretty big swing of change over there. Well, over here on YouTube. There's a few big releases coming in February that may make it tough for the player base, even though the releases are different genres. It's like selling a car with the wheels falling off. Like, how do you mess up the matchmaking in a PvP game? Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. It's odd to me that some of the basics just haven't functioned well. The Halo Battle Pass, what on earth? The Halo Infinite progression system, what? Why is it set up the way that it is? The Halo Infinite store is just so, it's been so bad. Now, if you want to take a look, this is what they did last week. Now you can see Neon Superfly. Ordinarily, I think this would be $1,500, and ordinarily this Neon Beat, I think, would be $1,200. So they've lowered some of the bundles by $2 to $3. Okay, and then this week when it updates in 32 minutes, there apparently will be more items, like some of the items like busted out and made individual instead of being in a bundle. That is what is supposedly coming today. In Halo Infinite Season 2, you will be able to earn credits on the Halo Battle Pass. That is coming. Yes, there's skill-based matchmaking in the game, yes. So that's something else people have talked about, that a lot of the desync and things of that nature, that's because of skill-based matchmaking. It's a big deal that you start to get mismatched on your region. You start to get mismatched on your region, then you're suddenly having terrible desync and lag and everything else, and it's because it's possibly, I think, primarily related to the skill-based matchmaking. That's the fastest way to mismatch people, to mismatch people's regions, is to stipulate who they should play against depending on how well they play. That I think is an issue personally. But like in general, that I think is an ongoing problem for games to solve. If you don't invest in a really good ranked and unranked system, if you don't invest in ranked and unranked playlists, then you're gonna suffer this. There's a perspective suffrage where people are like, man, I can't play, I'm getting beat up, this is really hard, this is really frustrating, and then they want to be protected. And what they're generally doing is they're running into like mediocre players, and those mediocre players convince them that they need to be protected, and then they obviously get very frustrated and very angry when they play like an average to above average player they think is like a pro. The ranked matchmaking is a mess. Onyx players playing with their silver ranked buddies, so they play plats and such. Right, so yeah, even the ranked and the unranked, even the ranking system sounds like it's not running well, which if you don't have a well-run rank system, everyone's either going to abuse it, which it sounds like that's what's happening. And because of that, then you've got people that will leave then. They'll either abuse the ranking system or they'll leave the ranking system, and then the normal playlists get absolutely obliterated and cannibalized as well. I don't know. Generally speaking, I've always said it this way. If you don't give your hardcore players a playground to play in, they're going to hurt your game. They're going to. you're gonna deal with people that naturally gravitate down and cannibalize the playlists because they don't have a good place to go. If the ranking system, sucks and people feel like this is terrible, I don't even want to play this. This is bad. This is broken. People are manipulating it. People are abusing it. Well, that's when you're going to see people either vacate, hurt the playlist, vacate the playlist, or funnel down into the playlist where the ranking doesn't really work. And then that's when what ends up happening is they end up putting in base level skill-based matchmaking. And when they put in the base level skill-based matchmaking, that's when people get frustrated because you end up mismatched on your region. You end up in a laggy game where there's tons of desync. So there's all kind of things that come from this if you don't have a thoughtful ranked and unranked system built. So if you're tuning in for the Halo Infinite store items update, it's going to hit in like 28 minutes. We're going to check it out. There was also an update and a blog about Season 2 is going to let you earn credits on the Halo Battle Pass. And we also talked about the big team battle stuff. So don't go anywhere. Give me 1 second. Mithrax says, what would be an ideal playground for hardcores and what would incentivize them to be there? So generally speaking, the way you keep hardcore players happy is you have to have two things in place. You have to have a well-built ranking system and a really, really strong incentive to keep going, right? Bronze should match bronze, but also stop smurfing. Well, smurfing would be... I don't think you're ever going to get rid of smurfing. You're never going to get rid of exploits. You're never going to get rid of these cheesy players that abuse the system or find loopholes or whatever. You're never going to avoid that, right? But you can minimize it. You certainly can minimize it. I think one of the ways you minimize it is you have a system that feels fair and is well some archetypal examples of like, hey, here's a game company that got it right. Here's a developer. We just switched ingest servers. Dadgummit. You're gonna get a blip. We just had a blip. There'll be another blip. Don't worry. You might have to refresh for whatever reasons. We just swapped ingest servers. So that's not on me. That's something that YouTube did. So I'm going to wait to restate my case because everybody's going to have to go through the blip. It usually takes like about a minute because you're going to get a secondary blip like 10 to 20 seconds after the first blip. It just bounced ingest servers for some reason. I don't know why they keep doing that. It used to happen a bunch when we started streaming here when we started streaming here in the summer of 2020. It happened a bunch. And it hasn't happened much, and now it's starting to happen again. So I think they're fiddling with something. I think they're fiddling with the ingest servers, or I don't know. Anyways. Yeah, there's always two blips. Okay, so the second blip has happened. All right. So this is what I was saying. It's generic for me to say you need a good ranking system that feels fair and feels good. You need two things in order for this to work. And the first thing you need is just a good ranking system, okay? And that's when I said there's got to be an archetypal example out there somewhere. There's got to be an example of like, here's a game that's doing it well. Here's a game that did it right. Here's a game that has good and bad. Like, borrow from other games for crying out loud, okay? If you can get the system to be good and it feels fair to people, the second thing you need is really strong incentives to be in there. It needs to be like awesome and well worth your time to slug it out and to slog your way through the ranking systems of a game. If there's not a really pretty pony somewhere, then no one's going to care. What you have to have a pretty pony. There's got to be something for people to set their sights on. And without that, people will lose interest very quickly. If it's just a number, if it's just a badge, no. there need to be killer, like very, very good very, very good looking cosmetics, right? You have to have that, okay? So I know I'm being generic when I'm like, listen, we need a well-built, fair ranking system. Like when I say that, like that's like super generic. I don't have a particular answer, you know, with that. I like, oh, here's how it would work. Here's how you would make it better. Here's how you would pursue it. Blah 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 blah. I don't have a way of outlining that with specifics. I just have to say there's got to be games out there that can be mimicked and copied, and there's got to be games out there that can be mimicked and copied and looked at, you know. And then you would just use that as your archetype. That's what I think. Sorry, I was just checking Twitter. Okay. And again, this is where it gets complicated because people are like, oh, you can't put really, really good cosmetics in there. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You need to put absolutely just baller, otherworldly, just amazing top shelf cosmetics. I mean, you need to look like a god when you're done. That's what it needs to be. It needs to be at like a top shelf level. It needs to be fantastic, because if not, people are going to lose interest. If I can buy stuff that looks cooler, and I know something looking cool or something looking, you know, awesome or amazing is subjective, sure, I'm not going to dispute that, but boy, oh boy, you got to make it pretty hard for anybody to say, I can buy better looking cosmetics than I can earn in the ranked playlist. You have to make that a challenge. If you don't make that a challenge, if people are like, no, you know, it's, I can just buy better looking stuff. Like, you know, that's not a good look. You don't want anybody to be able to say that. You want people to be able to look in your store and immediately say, okay, that stuff's not bad, right? That stuff's not bad, but it's certainly not as good as the stuff I can earn in ranked, right? This is from Rainbow Six Extraction, just an example of awesome skins. Yeah, the guy looks like he's on fire and he's got like big old demon horns coming out of his, you know, his helmet. Flip side, I buy cosmetics and I look like a god from the beginning. Would I want to play in the game? Well, right. You've got to make sure there's a very, very, you know, I don't know, distinct difference. It also lets you know this guy's really good just by visuals. That's exactly right. It serves like it's like multi-purpose. You get to see and kind of show off how, you know, how hard you worked. And it also creates this sense of like, it's something to pine after. It's something to grind for. It gives people a sense of like longevity and achievement. And then you get to kind of wear it and show off. Like there's nothing cooler than you boot up in a game and like everybody's lined up and you look at everybody's armor and you're standing there looking like you're carved out of, you know, gold or something. And it's something that you earned. Especially if you've got all this different effects coming off of you, you know, black smoke or fire or lightning or whatever. And these are all things that you unlocked by ranking up in the Halo Infinite ranking system. You know, the Halo Infinite store items have to be cool. They have to be cool because you're trying to make money. You're trying to make money. But you also can't have people going into a ranked playlist and being like, yeah, there's some okay stuff in here. You can't do that in this business model? Sure you can. Let me tell you why you can. Let me tell you why you need to. Because if you want people spending money in your store, you need people playing your frickin' game. And if everybody's annoyed because the ranking system sucks or the ranked incentives are bad and they all go down to non-ranked playlists and start to cannibalize, and then they deal with skill-based matchmaking, or they get region mismatch and now they're lagging and now there's desync, or people feel like all these really good players are coming down and beating up on the playlist, well, that you're going to have more player exodus. And if you have player exodus, it doesn't matter how many cool store items you have. It doesn't matter if you can make yourself look like Thor, God of Thunder in the store. If you lose players, it doesn't matter. You can have the dopest looking, coolest looking, best structured, amazingly fair price, good battle pass. You can tweak all those things. If nobody's playing your game, it doesn't matter. If you set up the ranking system in such a way that it drives players either out of the playlist or into the other playlists in a cannibalistic way, in a degenerate way, that leads to more player exodus, which isn't good for your bottom line or your microtransactions. It's a dance, right? Don't people play for fun anymore? Be cool to look at the enemy team when it's loading in to show off cosmetics more? Well, when you say don't people play for fun anymore, that's just a platitude. What do you mean by fun? Like this idea that somehow everybody's playing for the wrong reasons and everybody should play like you're Andy Griffith and, by golly, I just play for fun. Well, I mean, good for you, but not a lot of people play that way. We've been playing for unlocks and prestige and rolling ranks over and getting emblems and getting cool things. We've been doing that since like Modern Warfare. Like, what do you mean? Playing a game, getting unlocks, getting trophies, making yourself look cool, that's been around since Call of Duty Modern Warfare. That's not suddenly some abnormal concept that, like, I can't believe people want things to unlock and earn and show off their hard work. That's number one, that's just being a human being. And number two, it's been in games for a really, really long time. The cyber coding was sick. Yeah, guys, in 17 minutes, the Halo Infinite store items update is going to hit. We'll show it to you. They announced that there'll be less bundled items this week. Last week, they adjusted pricing. You can see the Neon Superfly was ordinarily, I think, like a $1,500. And the Neon Beat, I think stuff like that was typically $1,200. So they lowered the prices quite a bit, by anywhere from $2 to $3. I guess lowering it quite a bit's not the right way to frame it. They also announced that the Halo Battle Pass will let you earn credits in Season 2. I never play for fun, I play to earn. That's right. Need free incentive to play the game. It's lacking that for sure. I bought my first item last week. The cyber coding is sick. Yeah, if you're new and just tuning in, take our poll at the top of the chat. Hit subscribe so you can contribute to the conversation. 300 votes already. We're only a half an hour in. That's a good poll. It's continuing to go, so cast your vote. Halo Infinite store items. Have you purchased anything? We want to know. You're putting words in my mouth? Well, that's generally the sentiment of, doesn't anybody play for fun anymore? Yes, but that's subjective to the player. To some people, unlocking items on a battle pass is fun. To some people, grinding out ranked is fun. To some people, going for a montage or smurfing is fun, which, I mean, obviously you don't want people doing that. You don't want them abusing the ranking systems and the matchmaking to beat up on newer or lesser skilled players. But this is why you want that community equilibrium. You want players to funnel into ranked systems so that your hardcore players, your committed players, your high skill players are not constantly feeling the need to either vacate the game or play in like degenerate ways, whether it's smurfing or going down and trying to just stack up and beat the crap out of everybody in the unranked areas, which is what happens typically, and then skill-based matchmaking fires, and then you're playing against somebody out of region, and then you're sweating all day, so then you're annoyed. Like, there's not a lot there that makes people feel like, oh yeah, I definitely want to come back. Definitely not. Attrition game mode was not fun at first, but I grinded through it to finish the unlocks. I was not having fun, but I still wanted to earn. I do kind of enjoy it now, but I needed a carrot to play it. What's interesting is, with the event, look how stupid the event is. Like, let's just talk about how dumb this event is. Look, I unlocked 4 items, and there's 6 items that I can't get, and guess what? If I want to get them, I have to work on a bunch of challenges that I don't want to do. I got to go play Fiesta. I got to go play big team PvP matches. I got to kill enemy Spartans with the Mangler, right? If not, my weeklies, I'm not going to be able to get these. 1, 2, 3. Here's 3 of the 6 items that I would need. These 3 weekly challenges. And then there's more down here. It's just so dumb. The system is stupid. There should at least be a daily every day tied to the event. right? Why is there not a daily at least every day tied to the event? So if I don't feel like slogging through these stupid weeklies, I can at least once a day during the event, because it's a 7-day event, I can at least snag at least most of the items, if not all. I could do 2 or 3 challenges and then do 7 dailies, and then I'm done. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. This is just irritating. Because, like, this skin right here is I think is dope, right? I think that's cool. I think this effect right here is cool. Even the green visor is cool. This effect is cool. Well, I can't get any of it. Because I got to do challenges that I have zero interest in. They got to move away from that system. They have to. I mean, I know that's my opinion, but I think that challenge system is hurting their events. I think it's hurting everything. You can double dip the Fiesta Mangler, but that's not what I wanted to do. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to boot up and work on the event. I wanted to work on getting the items, and I'm not working on getting the items. I'm working on chores and homework that you're giving me, because if I don't do my chores and my homework first, then I can't do the other challenges to get the items. It's worth checking out. 343 really needs to segregate these challenges, the event from regular. Apex does it. Why can't they? Oh, he asked about NFTs. Can somebody explain what NFT stuff is? I hear a lot of talk about it, but I don't know what it is. If you go to... I made a video about the Square Enix NFT announcement and how everybody got really angry. I explain NFTs, I think, pretty well in that video. I give a very, very brief flyover. So if you're trying to figure it out, just go to this channel, go search NFT, and you'll find my video about it. If you don't understand them... we may revisit it because more and more game companies are going to want to do it. I think it'll be terrible for gamers for a variety of reasons. They're going to turn your dadgum games into NFT trade markets. They're going to get absolutely cannibalized by scalper bots and investment firms that don't give a rip about Fortnite or whatever the frick game implements them. It's going to be terrible. Something I don't hear enough people talking about is the old after-action reports. I want to know what my weapon of destruction was, who I killed the most, who killed me the most. I mean, yeah. With respect, that's window dressing right now, right? If the game was humming and if the Halo Battle Pass was better, if the Halo store items weren't terrible, like they're going to let you earn Halo credits, Halo Infinite credits next season. Halo Infinite Season 2, they said, you'll be able to earn the credits. They're working on the basics. They're working on the basics, homie. So you're asking for something that right now would be great, but it's like, man, that's window dressing on a house that doesn't have a good foundation. Sure, you can go get curtains and make the windows prettier, but the dadgum doors are off the hinges and the foundation's cracked and the walls are coming down. You know what I mean? Like, they got to get some of these basics right. They really, really do. By the way, if you're new and just hit subscribe, Papa Beastie just did. Welcome. Thanks for being here. We do live talk shows like this Monday through Friday. I do roughly 2 talk shows a day. We did one this morning on Lost Ark, a game coming next month, and the end game, we covered that. So if you like this kind of content, I am safe for work, so you can subscribe in confidence. I'll be in your sub feed all week here on YouTube doing a live show. A lot of people treat me like video game radio. They throw me on in the background, and they can do so without worrying about the kind of language that I'm going to use. So welcome to all the new folks. Be sure to take our poll at the top of the chat as well. We will be checking out the Halo Infinite store items update in the next 10 minutes. They lowered the prices last week. This week, they will be breaking out items more individually. And then they announced that in Season 2, you will be able to earn credits on the Halo Battle Pass. Thank you for being safe for work. Yeah, no problem. I just saw the split screen vid. Just want to let you know for future reference, the publication is called Deserto. I thought it was Dexerto. Dexerto? It's Deserto? Why do people have to name their publications the weirdest things? Why? Challenges should be a bonus to progression, not mandatory steps toward progression. Wins should give more experience, and we need an in-game profile with its own rewards. I mean, that's exactly right. Like, you said it. Challenges should be a bonus to progression. They shouldn't be progression in and of themselves. They shouldn't be a progression in and of themselves. It's awful. NFTs seem to be an ongoing point of discussion. Is it worth chopping out a clip from a VOD where you explain how they work? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Everyone gets it wrong. It's hilarious. Deserto. Pay to earn is terrifying. Yeah. Pay to earn, baby. Buy this skin and try to earn some money. You know? Thank you for being here, by the way. I hope you enjoy Variety Gaming coverage. Just to give you a quick sample of some of the things that we have recently covered on this channel. We covered Lost Ark this morning, the God of War Ragnarok, the release date teased by Sony. Dark Souls had a huge exploit. People were like hacking people's computers through Dark Souls. Horizon Forbidden West, Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard. I have a theory that Fortnite's going to have an MMORPG one day, and apparently they just hired somebody who previously worked on quests for World of Warcraft. We've covered New World quite extensively. Big leaks for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Elden Ring. We've got new things to talk about with Elden Ring probably tomorrow and Friday. Every Friday is From Friday. So if you like Halo, but maybe you also like From Software games, every Friday is From Friday. We discuss a From Software game in the morning, and then we play one in the afternoon, and it gets salty and a lot of rage from me. So if you like that, we're working our way for my very first playthrough of Sekiro. So thank you so much for being here, pressing the sub button, and taking our poll and chatting with us. We appreciate it very much. Do you have Fortnite? I have a channel where if you're looking for Fortnite content, we're going to do something for the first time this week over on Split Screen, and it's going to be called Drop Die Cast, where I drop into Fortnite, I die, and I shoutcast random players. So maybe you want to try to stream snipe me on those days, and maybe I cast you getting a victory royale. So make sure and check out our channel Split Screen. It gets esports, industry news, content creator news like drama, like Pokemon and Ninja, as well as battle royales like Apex, Fortnite, and Call of Duty Warzone. This channel is mainly meant to be variety gaming news coverage. We cover the gaming news, we play some of the games, we check out the updates, so we appreciate you being here, all right? And if you're looking for the Battle Royale stuff, Halo will have, apparently Halo Infinite Battle Royale is coming, so that'll also make its way to our Split Screen channel. That channel's nearing 50,000 subs if you want to give it some love with a subscription. That's our largest channel that we have. I want to do a deep dive on the play-to-earn games in Asia and see what they're about. Fortnite gameplay is so boring. I'd rather lose in Halo than win in Fortnite. It takes all kinds, right? It takes all kinds. I think Fortnite gameplay is very fun in the right environments. I think the Fortnite competitive realm is pretty boring because everybody just boxes up, right? Is the pass as bad as people say? Yeah, let me show you why it's bad, Kaizo. So in 5 minutes, there will be a Halo Infinite store items update, and we'll cover it. We'll show it to you. They're supposed to be breaking out items more individually. Last week, they lowered the prices. Let's talk about the Battle Pass for a second. Why is it so bad? Let me show you. So events have their own Battle Pass. So I just outlined why this event is crap, right? The items are dope, but the event is crap. Why? Because of the challenge system. So if I want to advance past 4, see these orange check marks? I've gotten 4 of the 10 items. This event ends next week, by the way, okay? Now, up until today, I couldn't progress. Why? I was out of challenges. I did my 3 weeklies, and unless I clear these out, you see these 4 challenges here? I have upcoming challenges that are orange. Here's one, here's one, here's one. The only way to get these orange challenges to slide up is to do stuff I don't want to do, all right? So let's just thought experiment it here, right? I got to use the Mangler. I have to play Fiesta. I have to play Big Team Battle. What if I don't want to do any of that? Let's say I do that and I clear it out and Kickflips comes up. Well, then I got to get a Tactical Slayer if I want to get this one to slide up. Then I got to kill enemy Spartans. Not a big deal. Kill enemy Spartans with the assault rifle in attrition. Well, at least that's the event game mode, okay? That's a challenge. That would slide up. And then I got to kill enemy Spartans with the M247 HMG in PvP. If I do that, then more Tactical Slayer slides up. Then I got to revive. Again, that's fine. That's an orange one that's going to get me an item. Do you see the problem? Do you see the problem? You only got 4 out of the whole thing in 1 week. Swappy swaps. But again, I shouldn't have to use swappy swaps. I like that you call them the swappy swaps. I shouldn't have to use swappy swaps. I should just be able to play and get the stuff. I shouldn't have to get out an abacus or a calculator or challenge swaps or like, well, what about this mode or that mode? No, I should just be able to play. Welcome to the Cyber Showdown. If you go play the game mode, you're going to get XP, you're going to get this, you're going to get unlocks, you're going to get something. Instead of making me jump through hoops. Now, let's look at this Battle Pass. The Battle Pass actually has good items on it, and they made good updates to the Tenrai event Battle Pass by putting the Kabuku, whatever the samurai armor on it. But again, in order to advance these things, you must do challenges. If you don't do challenges, you don't advance, okay? Now, people will say, hey, Lono, they updated the dailies. You get 300, then 250, 250, then 100, then 100, then blah, 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 blah. Bro, swaps are essential to not hate the game. It's a design failure. Right. Let me break down why the daily challenge XP breakdown is inherently stupid, okay? It's very simple to do this. If you do 4 games a day, Monday through Friday, that's 20 games. That will yield you 4 levels on the Battle Pass. It yields you like over 4,000 XP. That's 20 games, but you spread them out over 5 days, 4 games a day. Let's say I work a double and I got kids and I'm busy and I want to play on Saturday and I bag 20 games on Saturday. Do you want to know what I get? I get 1750. I don't even get enough to level up twice. So I get less than half of what you got, but we played the same number of games. Well, do your weeklies. Again, your weeklies are great, but they shouldn't be necessary, right? If you want to play 20 games and do challenges, you should be making like a junk ton of XP. You should be getting a junk ton of advances. You should be leveling up a ton. That's how it should work. That's why the system is inherently flawed. You got to use XP boosts, challenge swaps. Like, it's basically a game. It's a game within the game. You got to navigate the challenge swaps. You got to navigate XPs and challenges and different game modes. It's a game within the game. I should be able to boot up and play and get stuff. And if I want to do all that extra stuff, I can. You understand? Here's how you max your boomer gaming. Play every 48 hours for 2 hours as the challenge window resets and use your boost. It's 1 p.m. There it goes. There's the store update. Let's check it out. Make sure and hit the like button if you're enjoying my coverage. Make sure and hit the subscribe button if you're enjoying my coverage. So this is what they said was going to happen this week. Items are being broken out. They're individual now. So none of these are bundled. So we have the neon end credits. So we've got this one here. Just a little animation that you can see there as part of they're breaking things out. So we have a Firefall visor for released in Season 1. I guess, does this work on all helmets? I guess. Or is that a helmet? Oh, it's a legendary helmet. Okay, it's up here. I thought it was a visor. Sorry, read, Lono. It's a legendary helmet, the Firefall. That's actually a pretty cool helmet. Cosmic Goblin. Now, here's one bundle. We got an armor coating for the Mark 7 that makes you look like a plum. And then you've got a rare visor. Got a rare visor. Okay. And then we've got boost and swap packs. And then we got this. Perfect Ascension. So this is a bundle that gives you a epic mythic effect set. And then you get Oh, I don't have to click on them. You can just highlight them. I'm usually in here with a controller. There, I'll just use the arrow keys. So you can get a nice nameplate, a vehicle emblem, armor emblem, weapon emblem, and there you go. Okay, so this is the only bundle, it seems, this week. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 2 bundles. So they got the Cosmic Goblin bundle for 400, and then the Perfect Ascension bundle for 800. So last week they applied a price reduction, and this week they are now breaking things out. They said there'd be individual items. In Season 2, they have indicated that you will be able to earn Halo Infinite credits on the Halo Battle Pass. So that is also something that is coming next season that they announced. If we want to look at weekly challenges, have now reset. So if you're working on the event, which there's now 1 week left in the event, it ends on January the 31st. If you were like me and you didn't feel like doing all your weeklies, kill enemy Spartans in attrition, get assists in attrition. You can snag those 2 pretty quickly, a 7 and a 10. That shouldn't take too long. Earn cumulative player score in free-for-all matches. So that one's kind of out of left field because if you're going into attrition. Win a capture the flag match. So if you get these 2, where's the button for the upcomings? No. What button do you hit for the upcomings? It doesn't have it on my screen. I know it's Y. It's Y when you're, man, AAA game, by the way. I go to the challenges. Yeah, the buttons aren't being displayed down there. I can't remember what button you push on the keyboard to show the next upcoming challenges. It's Y on the controller. Just use my controller. This will slide up. Earn cumulative player score in Team Slayer matches. Kill enemy Spartans in attrition. Kill enemy Spartans with a melee attack in attrition. And then kill enemy Spartans with a sidekick in attrition. So all the challenges that slide up for the event will all be in attrition. But then you got to get melee, Team Slayer, and Tactical Slayer to make space. It's R, thank you. I was like, what the frick button is it? I couldn't remember. I thought it was E for some reason. So there you go. These are the challenges. Oh, and then you can get a weapon coding this week. Finish all your weekly challenges. Well, I just wanted to see what it looked like. Rude. Anyway, that's Neon Steel. You can get that if you do all of your weeklies. So, there you go. There you go. If you were curious what the store was going to look like this week, there it is. Aren't challenges individual based? Well, but if you have to get assists, I mean, that's kind of tying you to other people, isn't it? Hey, somebody ordered some coffee 10 minutes ago, a bag of dark roast to my man Gritter. Thank you, Gritter. USB hubs, HDMI cables, fast chargers for laptops, tablets, and phones. What's for lunch? A quesadilla. For what weapon is that weapon coding? Yeah, it didn't say. Yeah, it doesn't say. Yeah, it's just got a paintbrush. It just says Neon Steel, Endurance of Will. Yeah, it doesn't say. It's really weird to have an award here and not let you see it or see what it goes on to. See what it goes on to. Oh, R-Spec Genesis says it goes on the shotgun. Go to the history page and it'll show you. What history page? What do you mean by history page? It's for the shotgun. I saw it last week on Twitter. Oh, go to the news page. Cyber Showdown, hotfix, rampant visor. Yeah, where does it go? It doesn't look like the news page has been updated for this week. I'm cycling through. Can you go into customize and see it? Because you guys are saying it's for the Bulldog. Can I go sample it? Obviously, this is us guessing. Yeah, right here, neon steel. Click into it? Yes, you can. Okay, so even though the news hasn't updated, I can just click into it? All right, hang on. What? That's what I'm saying. There's nothing new. Yeah, it's right here. Check weekly challenge progress. They haven't updated. It's just this rampant visor. Isn't that last week? We need about 30 more likes for 200 likes on the video. Help us hit that next like milestone on the video, guys. Thanks for being here. It looks okay. Yeah, it looked pretty nice. It looked pretty nice. Again, I think the news has to update in order for us to see it. You know what I mean? Neon steel. Quit game and restart. Yeah, that's probably what it is. I probably have to restart the game and it'll update the news section. Let's try that and see what else they put in the news section. If you didn't do all that, one would assume it's for an armor core. Oh no, it says weapon coding. It says weapon coding. You just couldn't see it because my camera was in the way. I'll show you in a second. Here, let me go up here and get out of the way. Yeah, right here. Weapon coding neon steel. So it just doesn't tell you what weapon it's for. And for whatever the dumb frick reason, clicking on it doesn't show you it. I don't know why they wouldn't just simplify that and let you click on the daggum thing. There you go. There you go. Neon steel weapon coding. It's in the news, and so you just have to reset the game. If you're in before reset, your news doesn't update until you reset the game. The quesadilla looks fire. Thank you. My wife takes good care of me when I'm streaming. You didn't know that? I didn't know what. Basito says, take Rocket League for example. Before Epic bought Psyonix, let me have the shop up for anybody coming in. Rocket League devs. The game went free to play. You had 3 daily wins that gave you tons of XP. You could accumulate those wins to a total of 21 wins max 1 week and bang them all in a row. After Epic's acquisition and free to play, you get 3 daily wins that give you a little extra XP, and you can't accumulate them. Plus, all the Battle Pass and event challenges were changed to make you log more times and play more time. The free-to-play formula made a lot of longtime players leave the game or stop caring about cosmetics in exchange of a huge flow of new players that will sink hundreds of hours into the game and don't care about having to play more or log in more days. Free-to-play formula is not loved by longtime fans, but the revenue in cash must overlap, and I find it similar to the Halo situation. Yeah, it is. Preview the new helmet on my Spartan? Yeah, sure. Here you go. You're on game before reset. Did you not know you have to restart? But I didn't have to restart. It updated my challenges. It updated my store. It updated everything. It updated everything except for the news. So it literally, the game literally flashed. I was in the game, it flashed. My store changed, my challenges changed. Everything updated except for the news. These are the individual items you can purchase. There's only 2 bundles. There's the Perfect Ascension bundle and the Cosmic Goblin, but the Firefall helmet, the Kill Effect, those are probably typically bundled items. $7 for a helmet is a ripoff. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Strive. 343 has indicated, and thank you to all the new subs today. If you've enjoyed today's coverage, I am a Safe for Work broadcaster. You can subscribe in confidence, and I'll be in your sub feed all week. Typically, I'm in a scene like this doing a talk show and discussing gaming news with the audience. A lot of people throw me on in the background like video game radio, and they do that because I am Safe for Work. But when something like this needs to be shown off, I go into a scene like this so drive-by viewers can see it. Here's the thing, Strive, about saying that it's expensive. 343 has indicated that player feedback and internal data has driven them to lower prices and break apart the bundles. So the best thing you can do if you think something's overpriced is don't buy it and let them know. Eventually, the penny pinchers get outvoted, okay? So let's say you're a bit more of a miser and a penny pincher and you don't buy anything, okay? You don't buy anything from the store. And, because take the poll at the top of the chat. Take the poll, for example. 536 votes in the first hour. So make sure and take our poll. Make sure and hit subscribe so you can talk and chat, add to the conversation. 61% are saying no, they've not bought any Halo Infinite store items, okay? Now, if you aren't buying, and tons of other people aren't buying, and you're communicating that, then they lower the cost. Eventually, though, if you're a miser and a penny pincher and you don't buy any items because you think they are quote-unquote too expensive, eventually you get outvoted. And enough of the community is buying and purchasing and showing that there's demand and willing consumers that then the prices will stabilize. They're not going to drive these prices into the ground and give you a helmet for $1, right? Most items are going to range from $5 to $10, and then bundles will be $10 to $15. That's pretty normal in cosmetic stores. And the only thing that will adjust prices is a lack of purchase combined with feedback. You can shout and scream until the cows come home that something's too expensive, like people do with Fortnite. It doesn't matter. There's millions of willing consumers that buy Fortnite skins, and it doesn't matter how much you scream and yell that, like, a skin shouldn't be $15 or $20. That's ridiculous. Yeah, well, all the consumers that buy it make your voice not matter. Does that make sense? I'm not saying your voice doesn't matter. I'm saying if there's enough people buying, then what you're saying just doesn't matter. Blizzard has announced a new World of Warcraft survival game. Create a new universe with us, they've said. What's the weekly challenge reward? I will show you. It is Neon Steel for the Bulldog. Cheap cosmetics don't pay for a massive game studio. Guess what Xbox Studios is? There's also a value perception problem. If you drive the prices way too low, people look at the item and they devalue it, right? They devalue it. So if you think, oh, these items are $1, these items are cheap, these items are trash, these items aren't that good, then typically what that means is that your prices actually decrease even though your purchases actually decrease even though the prices are so low. Does that make sense? So when I had a small business and I did graphic design, I met with a guy and he was like, listen, you need to double your rates tomorrow. He's like, you're not getting good clients because you're getting clients that race to the bottom and are cheap. They tend to be terrible. They tend to be terrible clients, right? They're super picky. They don't want to spend money. They don't value what you do. He's like, you need to double your prices tomorrow. And so I was like, okay. And so I did. And when I did that, I immediately started getting better clients. Perfect ascension effects. Yeah, here you go. That's the thing, I think, considering buying a bundle at $15, which comes with the color scheme, the helmet, attachments, and shoulders might be a little bit more worth. Yeah, you prefer to bundle it all. Sure. Does that hold true to cheap skins? Yes. So here's the problem with cheap skins, Robert. A couple of things happen if you have skins that are really cheap, okay? First and foremost, there's an automatic value assessment that takes place the minute someone looks at the skin. Okay? There's a value assessment. Does it look cool? Now, part of their value assessment is tied to the price. If it's super cheap, they're going to look at it and think it's actually not worth that much. It's $2. Okay? Like imagine like go in here. Go in here and look at some of these. Okay? Imagine if that skin was $2. What do you think is going to happen? You're going to make an immediate value assessment based on your background, your culture, your psychology, where you're from, what your budget is. It's instantaneous. A micro judgment. Bam. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to make a contextual judgment of it. You're going to say, now, wait a minute. If this thing's $2, every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the game is going to be running around with this skin. I don't want that. I don't want to give you $2 just to look like everybody else in the game. So the value perception, I think, is immediately lowered because it's viewed as almost like cheap. Okay, or it's oh yeah, that's cheap. $2. It can't be that good, even if you think it looks cool. And then also, you worry that everybody and their brother is going to be wearing that dadgum skin, so the value degradation continues. That's why I don't think you can just sell, you can't just sell skins for super cheap. Here they are, they're all $1. Right? Take it to its logical end. Take what you're saying to its logical end. Charge a penny for everything, because then millions of people would buy, right? And you'd make more money. 1 million people buying at a penny. No. There's an equilibrium. There's a sweet spot. There's a sweet spot where a couple 100,000 people are willing to buy at a certain price point, and when they're willing to buy at that price point, you're making tons of money. 100,000 people buying at a certain price point is better than 200,000 people buying at a much lower price point. There's also something that we're not even considering and we're not even covering, is the effect that it has on the player's expectations. Okay? Then they expect cosmetics to be consistently added to the game just dirt cheap. Just dirt cheap. So you're doing a handful of things. You're undercutting the value, you're undercutting demand, and you're setting bad expectations going forward. People are going to be like, well, yeah, I mean, it should always be cheap, and I should never have to spend any money, and I should be able to get a ton of items for $0, and you know what I mean? Like, that tends to be a huge problem. Can you show the neon end credits? Yeah, sure. Yeah, and what Wheezy's saying, it's a value transmission thing. Like, if you bought 20 skins for $1, they got $20 from you. Well, now you have too many. And they all seem cheap and disposable to you. So, are you going to buy any more? Probably not. Regular purchases from whales or rhythmic purchases from people like me is far better. Because then they get $10 or $15 from me every once in a while. They get $10 or $15 a week from whales, because they go in and buy everything up. That's better than a bunch of people filling their coffers with $1, really, really cheap skins, and then you have too many, and now you're like, well, I don't really need any more, or they've really devalued now that I have so many of them. I mean, my gosh, I've gotten 20 skins. I mean, how often am I going to change it? It immediately devalues in your mind. I heard next season pass you'll be able to earn credits. Yes. Halo Infinite Season 2, you will be able to earn Halo Infinite credits on the Halo Battle Pass. That is true. The Perfect Ascension bundle is the mythic effect that he does right here. Right? Sliding and running. Transmatting in. Alright, then you get a nameplate. You get a nameplate. You get a vehicle emblem, armor emblem, and a weapon emblem. Oh, wow, Season 2 in 3 months. Yep. I'm not a whale, I'm a narwhal. I'm a walrus. There you go. If you're new and just tuning in, we'd love to hear from you. The Halo Infinite store items update has hit. They have more individual items this week, taking things out of bundles. That was something that they promised last week. They promised a price reduction. They're also saying that in Halo Infinite Season 2, you will be able to earn credits on the Halo Battle Pass. We want to know at the top of the chat, have you bought a single item in the Halo Infinite store? So make sure and subscribe to the channel, talk in chat. We love to hear from you. We're a variety gaming news channel. We're typically in this scene right here, just having a back and forth. A lot of people subscribe to the channel, and then throughout the week, they just throw me on in the background like video game radio because I am safe for work. So make sure and hit the sub button. Make sure and smash the like button. We've had a really, really good turnout today for the Halo coverage, which we try to do on Tuesday afternoons because that's typically when they push the updates out. They did say that Big Team Battle is still being worked on, so while it's being worked on, they removed all Big Team Battle challenges for this week. What are your thoughts on skin markets like CSGO and other games that use the Steam community market? Well, what happens, I think, typically, I don't think this is avoidable, so I don't want to speak like apocalyptic about it and be like, oh, it's always bad, it'll never be good. But I think, generally speaking, anytime people can make real money in a game in some form of a trade market, it's not worth doing because of all the bad things that come with it. If you look at the auction house in Diablo 3, if you look at what happens in CSGO, really, really wealthy investors basically go in, scalp up, buy up every single item, which creates market disruption. They essentially create and manufacture immediate scarcity, which increases value of the items, and then they try to sell them later. So what they're doing is they're essentially cannibalizing a market that was meant to be something to be in addition to the game experience, and it turns into a trade market, basically, that people that have zero care, people that have zero care about that game are gonna basically from the outside they're gonna cannibalize the market. That's what's happened in CSGO. And that's why if companies want to bring NFTs to video games, it'll be bad. Because without getting too deep into the muck and the mire of NFTs, in order for an NFT to retain value for the developer, for the company, and that's something that they would want, they would have to create scarcity. Okay? So what would happen is they would say there's 50,000 Fortnite skins that are going to go on sale every Tuesday. Okay? I'll talk about the Battle Royale in a minute, Promi. I'm sorry, you've been asking for a while. I'll give you my thoughts on it in just a moment. So what would happen is, let's say Epic put NFTs in Fortnite. Well, they're going to make money in perpetuity on those NFTs. Why? Because they can bake into them the idea that every time it's traded, they make money on it. Well, the best way to ensure it getting perpetual trade value is to limit the quantity. So what would happen is the same thing that happens with CSGO. You would have NFT investment firms that have scalper bots that gobble up the skins as soon as they're available, creating immediate scarcity, driving up value, and then they're sold on the NFT market. Players would not benefit from this. The developers and the publishers would benefit from this, and outside sources, I call them NFT investment firms because that's essentially what they would be, they would, from the outside, cannibalize and turn your favorite game into an NFT trade market, and it wouldn't do a dadgum thing for you. Now, if they don't limit quantity, then the items, they immediately have no value the more they sell. Can you buy the Firefall helmet and showcase the attachment and all armor coatings? You want me to buy this? You asked nicely. I'll do it. I don't care. There you go. I'll do it. There you go, bud. There you go. You want to see it? Armor haul. Where is it? Where does it put it? Where does it put it? Is it for this one? Can it be further on down the line? No. It's a legendary helmet. So it might be on, oh, it's on this one. I don't use this one anymore. There it is. Equip. Sorry, I forgot that I equipped the other mark. Mark 7. I apologize. I thought I was on Mark 7. Okay, so I don't have a whole lot of visors for it, so we'll just put the red visor on it for you. There you go. There's that. Okay. Let's go all the way down here. Where are the helmet attachments? Where can you do that? Chest, visor, the helmet itself. Yeah, where do you do that? Do you do it in here? I don't know if it has any attachments. Oh, you do it in here. I've not done this, just so you know. I've not done this. Okay. There you go. Okay, you got that. You got that. You got the kitty cat ears. And then you got the ace of spades. There you go. I am sorry, for those of you that see me bumbling through this, I've not done much with the cosmetics in this game because I find the whole thing to be fragmented and confusing. I find the whole thing to be fragmented and confusing. There you go. Now, Promi has been very patiently waiting for me to talk about Battle Royale. There were audio leaks from the guy that's like, Team Slayer. That guy, where, kill-tacular. That guy says in an audio leak, Battle Royale, which many have decided that means Battle Royale is coming. Now, Dr. Disrespect originally stated that Halo Infinite needs Battle Royale. We think that he has inside information, and he adjusted his statement after it was picked up by the gaming press and YouTubers, and he adjusted his statement. And I think he adjusted his statement because he has inside information, okay? He said, Battle Royale needs Halo, is what he said. He adjusted what he said and said that Battle Royale needs Halo. I happen to think the more I've played this game and the more I've looked at the maps and the size, that it could have been a medal. Press X to doubt. It's not a medal. I have no idea why that would be a medal and why they would use that term. They built bots and a closing storm ring as shown in the new game mode. Thank you, Hilly, for mentioning something. I forgot about that, and I'm glad you brought that up. They already have a closing storm ring mechanic in the game. It's in attrition. And they have bots to help fill games the way that Fortnite does, right? So it's one of those things where it's like, I would say it's coming. I would say it's coming. Again, the idea that why would Doc change his statement about it like that? Why would he? What was the point? He just randomly decides to modify his statements and says, "Oh yeah, yeah." It's not that Halo Infinite needs Battle Royale. It's that Battle Royale needs Halo Infinite. I don't know. And the Battle Royale audio is there, and they have a storm closing mechanic. Why'd they make a storm closing mechanic for Halo? Yeah, they have a big map that they use in the campaign. Fortnite already has Halo. Master Chief skin exists. Yeah, I think Battle Royale is coming. I do. And I think if you like Battle Royale games, and you like those types of games, you should definitely check out our other channel called Split Screen. Split Screen is a channel that focuses on covering esports, industry news, as well as content creator news. You should end it with, thanks for watching Split Screen. I'm Lono, and this has been a Split Screen Briefing, or this has been a Split Screen Briefing. I'm Lono. Thanks for watching. Just some thoughts. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we're still trying to iron out the intros and outros on the vids. So, this guy says, I stopped watching esports talk when it started branching out from CSGO, but the main thing was Jake was appearing less and less. Yeah. Make sure and check out his new channel. Make sure and check out his new channel. So make sure and check out Split Screen if that's the kind of stuff that you like. We've got some really, really great casting content that'll be arriving this week in Fortnite. And hopefully once Battle Royale comes to Halo Infinite, we'll be able to do the same thing. The more I hear about this game mode, the more it sounds like they left a bunch of things out to release it and are slowly adding them back. Why have a Battle Royale when people can just wait to make their own in Forge when it releases? No custom games this Friday, no. No. Neither statements are true according to hardcore Halo fans. What do you mean neither statements are true? Which statements are you talking about? When I was playing an arena game, I saw the red storm encircle the map. I was wondering what game I was playing, seeing it. Yeah, it's called, the game mode's attrition, and they do that to make people move, basically. They make people move. Hey, how did you get the cat ears on the Space Station Gaming armor in the thumbnail? It was really, really tough. I did a Google search for Halo Infinite store items, and I thought it was really eye-catching, so I used it. I'm really sorry. I don't know if that's clickbait or not. I just assumed that was something you could do because it was literally somebody showing the cat ears on their armor. That's what it was. I photoshopped out all the menu items. It was somebody showing off the cat ears. I'm pretty sure 343 said they wouldn't make a BR. Again, doubt. Just massive, massive doubt. I doubt that. I don't know if they stated that. Even if they stated it a while ago, do you think it's still true? I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. To me, it stands to reason that they would try to dip their toe in it. And somebody said, why do it when somebody's just going to make it in Forge? Well, I'll tell you why. Because Forge could be like creative in Fortnite, and people could come up with all their own different iterations and versions of it, and adjust it. Just remember you heard it here. It's not really a BR game. We have it on good authority that Battle Royale is coming, all right? I'm not going to say any more than that. I was basing it off of other things that have been publicly verifiable, but it makes too much sense, and I think it's staring us in the face. You don't just fake those Battle Royale voice lines. The danger zone set up perfectly as a closing BR ring. Easy peasy. Yeah. It'd be interesting to have a 16-player BR. I don't think they would do 16-player BR, Legendary. What I think they would do is they would land in the 40s and 50s. If they do 40 to 50 players, you could do 10 4-man squads. So 40 would be a really, really sweet spot, because you could do 10 4-man squads. You could do, 20 duos or 40 solos. I think that would work just fine. There has been a closing storm ring in Halo since Reach. Okay. Okay. Sure. That's why it's in the game. That's why the storm closing's in the game. That's why. I'm sure we're going to see a BR Halo in the future. Maybe not for a year, but it's coming. I think it'll be here summer or holiday this year. It may even be a part of next season. Could be season 3. Season 2, they'll get things back on track. They'll make a lot of great adjustments. Season 2 will only last for 4 months. I think they'll shrink the length, and then season 3 they'll bring the BR. I think it's coming this year, probably later this year, but I think it's coming this year. Akuda Papa with a $5 tip. Now's the time to strike. Everyone's hating Call of Duty, so having a BR would be a good competitor, even though Microsoft owns COD. Oh yeah. they built it. It's coming. You think it's Season 2, Hilly? I think Season 2 is too soon. I think Season 2 is going to be a way to establish a better battle pass, establish some new game modes, and really good quality of life. And then after that, they'll be ready to bring co-op, and they might even bring co-op and Forge in Season 2. Bring co-op and Forge, and then Season 3 will be BR. That's what I think. I know the culling is irrelevant, but it had 16 players and was dope, but 40-man would be cool. I think 40 would work. I think if you get beyond 40 people, it would be awkward. That's just a lot of Halo players. With the time to kill, I don't think you'd want more than about 40 or 50 people. I think the minute you get outside of 40 or 50 people, it would be kind of odd, because you would be dropping right on top of each other, and it'd be, I don't know. Isn't it dangerous to the population of the other PvP modes? That's actually a good question. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that they would, being free to play, no, it would bring a groundswell of new players. I think it would bring a groundswell of new players. There are tons of people right now that won't touch this game because it's arena, but they would come in and play if there was a BR, especially if it's free. Oh, it's 3? It's 30-man, teams of 3? Oh, we already know that? I didn't know that detail. So apparently it's 30-man, teams of 3. So I wasn't far off with my prediction about a 40-man server. Wolvie says ranked fixes and hopefully ranked elim. Yeah, quality of life stuff. I think Wolvie's right. I think they bring Forge, they bring co-op, you straighten up all the playlist crap, get a better battle pass, better progression. The season should only last 4 months, so all of your events and progression systems should be tuned to a 4-month period, which will make them light years better than this 6-month situation that we're in right now, where everything feels like dough that's being stretched too thin. And so, yeah, I think that's what they'll do. And then I think Season 3, the big centerpiece would be Battle Royale. That would be the big centerpiece. That would be the big kickoff. That, hey, we added Forge, we added co-op, we added a couple game modes back then. We're pleased with the response and what you guys think. And now we're adding Battle Royale. So that's what I think they'll do. And fix customization in Season 2 as well. Yeah. Have you been enjoying God of War on PC? I was enjoying it, yes, but we don't have a spot for it. There's been too much big news, and I think the support was notably going down each time I did it. So I don't think we're quite there yet to do a 9 to 15 part playthrough of games like that. We'll try it again with Forbidden West. We'll probably have a similar experience. We're obviously going to deep dive and do lots of gameplay of Lost Ark and Elden Ring, but those are very different types of games. Those aren't games. It's not action-adventure, story-driven games are just really, really tough to do a complete playthrough when you're primarily a talk show. So we'll get there. I just don't think we're there yet. So, and there's plenty of games coming to give us an opportunity to do that. There's obviously the theory that Ragnarok will be later this year. There's the theory that Ghost of Tsushima comes to PC right before that. Those will be great opportunities to stretch our wings later this year when the channel's significantly larger to see if we can do that. So, what's good, Sally? When are we getting a Lono Stradamus emote? They'll probably do an assassin season as well, focusing around assassin themes and the return of assassinations. Maybe. That would be a good time to do it. Hope you're all having a great day. What's good, Luis? How are you? Forced to do BR challenges just to earn weekly items is going to suck. You want this weekly item? Yeah, get into the Battle Royale. What's good, Feed? I see you in the chat. I bought the season pass. Does that count? No, the season pass is not a store item. I want to know if you bought any store items. That's what I want to know. Your statement is ready. Why would they email me that? No. And Microsoft's latest acquisition could be a nightmare. Well, we'll read that later. Don't you think that if a BR is on the horizon, that it might be a different approach, especially with things like shields and health being regen compared to all other BRs? Yes. So, yeah, that's good. I'm trying to think through what they would do that's different. So, at one level, it'll be smaller, Wolvie. So apparently, according to Creature, from what we've gathered and garnered in our background sources, it'll be a 30-player, 3-man team Battle Royale, which I don't know if they'll give you the option to do 30-player solos or 30-player duos with 15 duos, right? But, 30-player, 3-man. I find it interesting that that's also the number of cores there are in the game. Now, I don't want to overstretch my theory, but one of the things that I have said is that long term, I think the reason that there are 3 armor cores is that long term, each of these armor cores will have their own skill tree that you will take into the PvE content, similar to how when you play through the content now in the campaign, you get Spartan cores and you spend them in your skill tree with Master Chief. So I find it interesting that there is a Yoroi, a Mark 7, and a Mark 5. And what if when you play, each person has an armor core, and maybe they're not doing it yet, but maybe that's them laying the groundwork for the idea of like skills and classes and stuff, like having actual ability. So like one of you would be agile with a grapple, and one of you would be tanky with an overshield, and one of you, I'm just throwing out just random examples. My prediction is the reason they built the armor core system is because long term this game is going to be quasi PvE live service. So you're going to go, and this is according to Joseph Staten, you're going to go out into the new Halo Infinite stories and you're going to play as your Spartan. Okay? So if you go out and play as your Spartan, having your Spartan customizable at one level armor, and at another level having different skill trees. Because you have a skill tree when you play the campaign, and you invest in that skill tree with Spartan cores. So that's been my theory, is like that's why they went to all the trouble of having 3 armor cores that are completely separate with respect to customization, right? So it could be that this 30-player, 3-man squad Battle Royale, if that's how it ends up shaking out, is the beginning of them softly ingraining in your mind that 3, it's always 3, it's always 3, it's always 3. And then what do? Introducing a new limited time mode to Halo Battle Royale. It's Spartan Showdown. And you each pick one of those cores for the team, and you have your Spartan abilities, and they're sort of different. So they're active in the game, which would completely change the flow of battle because you'd have different people that can do different things on each team. Like you'd have the 3 every time. This is all theory. This is all theory on my part, but it is interesting that there's 3 armor cores, and I started theorizing that I think the 3 cores will have their own skill trees, and you'll take that into PvE. They could even have a game mode in PvP where your skills are active, and they could call it Spartan Showdown. And if Battle Royale is doing the same thing, and they're like, hey, teams of 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, and you're like, oh, there's also 3 armor cores, that lays the groundwork for a class-based Battle Royale. I don't know. All theory. It's all theory. I like to do that. I like to theorize and make predictions and things of that nature, and that's one of my predictions about Halo, is that those armor cores are going to play a factor. There's a leaked 4th armor core. It's inspired like Fallout. That's another way that they could extend the PvE game's life cycle, is they release a new armor core. That new armor core has different abilities. You have to take that armor core into PvE and play and grind and earn armor core, Spartan cores to spend in your skill tree. And once you have your skill tree built out, you can take it into the BR mode or the Spartan Showdown thing. I don't know. 3 pods drop, 3 Spartans step out. It's a thing. Yeah, there's also that, yeah. You want your theory to become a reality? Well, I mean, a part of theorizing is, yeah, owning a theory and trying to see, like, can we massage this into existence? Is this something that we think could happen? You don't need to have shields. You could have Spartans jump off the ship because it's going critical. Upon landing, the armor is damaged, and you could charge your shields using charge, but it won't recharge. So you can refresh armor by feeding your suits. Oh, right, like the shield thing in Apex and in Fortnite. Like your shields get broken, and you got to charge them up again with consumables on them. Yeah, that's not bad. That when you crash land, like, your shield gets damaged and it can't recharge itself. You have to manually recharge it with a consumable on the map. That's not bad, Akuta Papa. Have you heard that ESL and Faceit are being bought by Savvy Gaming? Yeah, we'll be covering that on Split Screen this week. We might have to start doing, I don't know, we might some days have to do 2 uploads, because we did an upload this morning about Tim the Tatman teasing Overwatch, and then tomorrow we've got some big ones that are probably going to bump this, the Faceit ESL purchase. It's a merger and an acquisition all in one. We might have to run that this evening. I don't know. Some days we might have to hit it 8 and 3 because there's just too much stuff coming. There's too much stuff happening. We're going to keep punting that until no one's going to care. Because I think the YouTube stuff might be bigger news, like Fwiz leaving. It might be bigger news. Because it's not just him. It's 2 other executives. And that might make a good morning briefing. I don't know. I think we're finding our way with that channel, and we might have to figure out a way to, like, maybe do 2 briefings a day if it makes sense. Because if not, a briefing's just going to keep getting delayed, and then, you know. Tied specifically to the BR? Yeah. Oh, humans. I think you're creative, but I don't think it would work. A Halo BR where you play as human Marines. I don't know. Maybe you could have Spartan tech strewn across the map, and they're like grabbing the shield, they're like grabbing the tech, and like by the end of the game you're all running around and like patched together Halo armor with shields and everything else. I think what you've come up with is creative, but fundamentally I don't think people would like it. I think people would want to, and it doesn't square with the vision cast from Joseph Staten. Joseph Staten has cast a vision that you are playing as your Spartan from here on out. In the new story experiences, if they add a BR, you're going to be playing as your Spartan. That's the vision he has cast. So again, your creativity is noted, but I don't think they would do that. I don't. All this time and energy spent into your Spartan, customization, skins, and everything else, only to be like, yeah, you're going to play as a Marine. I think that would be odd. They want you to feel a sense of ownership with your Spartan, with the customization and the cores and the earnables, the unlockables, all of it. And I would imagine that is something that they would obviously then fold into the BR. When are the Coke and Mountain Dew skins coming? I don't know. Call me when a Dr. Pepper skin comes in. If you wear the Mountain Dew skin, you get extra XP. You get extra XP when playing with the Mountain Dew skin on, because it's green. Dwayne The Rock Johnson indicating he will be doing another video game movie. We're going to bring one of the biggest, most bad games to the screen. One that I've played for years. People are speculating Gears of War because of his size and stature and the way that he described it. Yeah. I love the improvements that 343 is making in the response to the feedback. Yeah, if you missed it, I'll show you the store. I'll show you the store one more time if you wanted to see the Halo Infinite store items update. What is that, Paul? What mode is that? Is that some kind of big head mode? A Gears movie could be good. Could be. Halo Infinite modded Spartan Slayer. Yeah, they look like Funko Pops. You have any interest in the Halo TV series? I'm not really. I like Halo. I like covering Halo. I like playing with you guys periodically, but you get extra XP and heart palpitations. That's right. But I'm not into Halo that much. I wouldn't probably watch the show. No. The Rock is obviously playing Link. That'd be a funny bit with him and Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart would be so angry. He'd be like, of all the people that should play Link, it should be me. He's like, I'm short. I'm spry. Like a big slab of meat walking around. That could be funny. That could be a funny skit. What video game did The Rock do? He did Doom. It was awful. It was truly horrible. I thought Batista was going to play in Gears of War. All right. It would make sense to have him and Dwayne The Rock Johnson. They're both huge. Kevin Hart always jabs back, telling him he's too big to fit into his own Lambo. That's good. That's good. Low-key needed Dr. Disrespect skin. Yeah, for real. That'd be good. If The Rock played Link, Kevin Hart would have to play the sword. I can hear The Rock say, boy, boy. Boy, boy. Read it, boy. Batista says he's too old to be doing that. He bowed out. Yeah. Batista. He would do it if James Gunn was directing it. Kevin Hart would be Ganon. Yeah. Okay. Yo, what's good, feed? Totally forgot The Rock is the same character in every movie. Yeah, he kind of is. I wouldn't want to take away from his ability to act, because I do think he is a really good actor, but I do think he does fall into a pretty predictable frame. He falls into a pretty predictable frame. I think they need to give him I do think they need to give him like a mean, angry, villainous role. Like really let him get dark. I think would help him. So, deeply strange. Do you think mainstream audiences are stupid enough to get into NFTs after this transparent segment in which these celebrities hype up their worthless NFTs so they can sell them later? That's pretty much what's happening. That's pretty much what's happening is people are using their reach and their influence, to drive value of an item that truly has none. That's all that's happening. Seeing if anything else is trending. Who is you? I follow some people, man, and they will. Jiminy Christmas. They will like certain tweets, and I'm like, holy moly! I don't follow people like that. Good for you and your body positivity, but I don't I don't fill my feed with that. But Twitter does this thing where they're like, well, somebody liked this booty pic, so you're gonna see it. Blockchain is great tech, but we're using it for stupid crap. Yeah. YouTube head of gaming. Yep. Excited to join crypto. I had a feeling he was going to get into it because he was talking about it all the time. But I'll be able to use it in any game. No. How do you turn those off? You have to literally click the 3 dots and say, I don't want to see this. Because like if it's literally like, listen, more power to you, but some of these women, like, that's their entire Twitter feed because that's their brand, is to take super types of, I don't even know what to say. Those types of pictures that's their Twitter feed. And more power to them. You got hundreds of thousands of people that, that want to see that, and that's why they're following you. Well, you just click the 3 dots and say, I'm not interested in seeing tweets from this person. So, you know what I mean? It only takes one booty pic to corrupt your algorithm. Yeah, so you just go and you click. So here, I didn't do it on this one. I just scrolled past it. So I click the 3 dots and I say, not interested in this tweet. And then it says, show fewer tweets from this person. And I'm like, yep, boom, show fewer tweets from them. I don't want to see their tweets. They're half clothed. That's generous saying that they're half clothed. If I was doing percentages, it wouldn't be 50%. It wouldn't be 50% clothed. It wouldn't be half. It'd be more like a 10%. It would be like a 10. It would be like a 10%. The Rock is so charismatic on screen. I wonder what it's like to be in the same room with him. He was really good in the sequel to Get Shorty. Yeah. In the sequel to Get Shorty, he was really good. He was very, very funny. I think the problem with The Rock is everyone loves him so much that he charms you into not caring. He just charms you into not caring. You're like, I don't care. He's basically the same guy in every movie, and I just don't care. Now, I will say that Black Adam is going to give him an opportunity to really bring, like, the dark, broody, angry, just super dope, strong, awesome guy. Like, I think Black Adam might change his potential career options for parts. I think it'll change people's minds about him, too. They'll be like, yo, this guy, I know, and you all know he can act. But there's probably a lot of people out there that think he can't act that well. He actually can. He's just a little typecast right now. He's a little typecast. That's not necessarily his fault. It doesn't mean he can't do other types of roles. So, Black Adam, The Rock finally not in a jungle movie. They do like to put him in jungle movies, don't they? That is so true. He should have been in the remake of Predator. Yeah, he'd have been good in that, but I don't know. People don't want to tread on Arnold's ground. I think that's a risk. That's a risk. It keeps doing that to my polls on Twitter. Instead of putting no, like yes and no, it puts N. Yes and no. It puts an N instead of, I don't know. That's super weird. He was pretty ambiguous in Doom. Yeah, just, tough meathead military guy. Like, okay. It's not that he can't act, it's that he just gets a lot of similar roles. It's good casting because Black Adam's character in the comics and animated features falls in the spectrum to his demeanor. Predator's another jungle movie, so why not? He's on track to the government shit. Yeah, he'll get him. He'll get him. That guy, and it was in one of Jordan Peterson's Q&A segments. The guy goes up to the mic and he's like, "Dr. Peterson," he's like, "You son of a and the guy was totally, it wasn't his voice. The guy was totally doing it as a bit. It was very funny. And Dr. Peterson's like, "Nice to see you." He's like, "Do you have a question?" Do you have a question? The guy was actually had a good question. It was funny. But I thought it was like, it's pretty bold to be like, yeah, I'm gonna boot up with an Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm gonna boot up the question with an Arnold Schwarzenegger quote from a movie, from Predator. Will The Rock be rapping in the Black Adam movie? After all, it is about drive and it's about power. The John Cena DC show is good. Oh, Peacemaker. Yeah, I've actually heard that people really like it. And they really do. If you guys are tuning in for the Halo Infinite store items update, I'll show you the store items today. They basically promised to pull items out of bundles so that they'd be more individually set up. They lowered prices last week. They also announced that in Season 2, you will be able to earn credits on the Halo Battle Pass. Peterson just appeared on Rogan. Yeah, I saw a tweet or an image or an Instagram, something somewhere. It took them like 3 or 4 hours. Like, that's how long they were talking. I don't know if that's how long the episode will be, but... It's annoying the amount of thirst on Twitter. Oh, yeah, dude. The thirst traps are real. The thirst traps on Twitter are real, bro. There and Insta. Oh, golly. It's like, gee, many Christmas. Oh. Trying to pop my back. Thanks for all the new subs today, by the way. It's 4.5 hours. Is that how long they said? Is the episode going to be that long? I would think they might break it into sections. Golly. That's super, super long. So Jake Lucky breaking the story that Cypher, aka Ali Hassan, has announced his brand new 30,000 square foot facility to incubate the future of content creators and esports, along with his very own Ani Studios production. Cypher responded and said, "Just the beginning." Somebody tweeted at The Rock and asked him if he was going to be in, it's basically somebody animated Pong, and they just used The Rock, like pictures of him moving up and down. Extra points for the bouncing ping pong off of my pecs. An automatic unlocking of secret code to play Fanny Pack Rock if the player pings the ball off of my big forehead. Oh, man. That's good. Government seems to be blocking other mergers. Yeah, the NVIDIA one, is that the one you're talking about? They shut that one down. Folks are worried they're gonna try and block that Microsoft one as well. Four and a half hours. That's half a Lord of the Rings movie. Needing to vent, a user with full access to a shared mailbox sends in requests to IT to delete folders in said mailbox. Delete it yourself. Living true to his name, Unwound Admin is getting a little unwound, getting a little irritated. It's hard being an admin. I watched one of his videos recently. I can see if you're uninformed and stupid that he could lead you to this. Yeah, I don't want to discuss that. I don't know. I think people project a ton. You could watch anybody and do that. You could watch any influential person on any show, anybody with a microphone that is attempting to motivate you to live differently. Let's say that. Motivational speakers in general. You know what I mean? And a deranged person that you know wants to go to work and you know and hack the place up with a hatchet because they're that angry. You know, that deranged person watches just the right motivational speaker at just the right time, and they could be like, by golly, today I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think people try to draw straight lines between him and that, and there isn't a straight line there. I don't think there's a straight line there. Big team battle starting to work 50% of the time instead of 10%. So, Michael, they said that they removed all the big team battle challenges because of that. I've been trying to figure out why people say that about him. His die must die video felt that way, but I know him and I know what he means. Yeah, I've not watched. I've watched a ton of his stuff. I've not watched that, so I wouldn't be able to comment. I also think that I don't know. I also think people would have a really, really hard time defining what that is. You know, because you had H3 removing interviews with him. Okay. Whatever. That's the absence of thought. I missed a lot of the Halo talks. What's the deal with Big Team Battle? Big Team Battle is basically broken with respect to matchmaking. Like, it doesn't work. You can't play it with your friends. Like, they crash or whatever. Don't forget to update the commands tab. It still includes SNTR Presents instead of split screen. The commands tab. Oh, this over here. Yeah. Big Team Battle literally hasn't worked for 3 weeks. Yeah. They pushed out a fix last week, and it made it better, but it also made it worse. Like, I don't know how you do that, but they managed to. They managed to. So they said last week that they didn't want to remove the Big Team Battle challenges because some people might have been in the process of working on them. So they left them in, but then this week, just today at reset, they took them out. So there's no more. There are no Big Team Battle challenges this week. There are none. Because you couldn't consistently complete the game, so it was kind of a joke. The rotator's like number 9817283 on my list. I'll get there. Yeah. Well, because this down here, we're still debating. So, minor housekeeping note. We did rebrand the SNTR Presents channel. We rebranded it to Split Screen for like 8 different reasons. We thought the content flow and the identity of the channel was moving in such a way that it needed a name that encapsulated that. And we also thought that, SNTR Presents was attached to a bygone era of Destiny coverage. And so the moniker SNTR sort of doesn't really have a ground or anything to tether to anymore. So we're, you may show up one day and you'll still see that joystick, but you'll just see something else, something gaming, We're still brainstorming our way through that because we just, I don't know, we just think that that's the right call with respect to the content flow. If you haven't seen it yet, this is what the main channel looks like now. So this is what split screen, this is what the main channel, this is what SNTR Presents now looks like. It's now under the moniker of split screen. So if you want to subscribe, and the content flow is very much, Raven unionizes. Tim Tapman teases an Overwatch 2 stream. Jake Lucky is back. Pokimane versus Ninja. Doc thought he could have saved Mixer. Is E3 going to happen at all? The DMCA problems on Purple. So, streaming news talk radio. Yeah, well, I like that, but I also just, we know that SNTR as a moniker just, I don't know. Yeah, it is. It's streaming. It's new. Streaming news talk radio. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, we can reassign the letters. You know what I mean? No, that's not it at all, Eugene. I feel like the moniker just doesn't have a place anymore. It doesn't have a place. It's attached to a brand that I voluntarily killed. We could have kept dragging it and trying to make it work, and we could have kept doing that, but I just didn't think it made any sense. Everything so dramatically shifted and changed that Does SNTR stand for something? It used to stand for Say No to Rage. We thought about just completely changing what it stood for, like, streaming news talk radio, but, or streams, news, talks, and rants or something. But I don't know. It doesn't reflect the brand after all those Souls games. He embraces the rage. Yeah, I don't say no to rage. I still, regularly rage out, flip out, get salty, lose my cool. We go on full on rants and, all of it. So, yeah, we have a variety of names we're tossing around. So, unblock video. Blocked in territories. Wow. The people are trying to block that video. I forget, academics or whatever, some guest, she went after him. And I don't think they liked it very much, and so now people are covering it and they're trying to claim all the videos that are covering it. Streaming news talk radio sounds legit. We're ultimately going with NFT gaming. Yeah, guys, this is our way of telling you. We're going with NFT gaming. No effing thanks, or whatever. What's Skill Up say? No effing thanks. Starts a new chapter and helps you look to the future and not be constantly reminded. Yeah. Because I have people mentioning the old handle, because we still have SNTR Presents on Twitter. I saw people mentioning the old handle, and they're like, they're going after, different Destiny streamers, and it's just like, just shut the frick up. You know what I mean? I had people adding me this morning. This guy got unbanned from the game. There's still hope. Yeah, you honestly think that? Gee, many frickin' Christmas. I'll support almost anything, but I will not support you in that. Wheezy would do anything for love, but he won't do that. NFT Lono. How to kill your channel in 2 years. That's right. Every video is now an NFT. Every millisecond of this video is an NFT. We're creating billions of NFTs a week. We're flooding the market with them. Bum 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 boom. NFT. Nah, F that. That's right. That's right. Nah, man. Nah. Got to get on the blockchain. Yeah. Say yes to NFTs. Weezy says I'm leaving. No, for real though. In all seriousness, we have some ideas. We're batting them around, and we're close to what we think is a pretty good solution. So we hope you're enjoying the content flow over on Split Screen, the larger channel. We hope you guys are supporting it. We've got some good things coming this week with Drop Die Cast. I Can Cast Anything Friday night with Hilly. It should be a very, very good week under the new content flow over there. We're very, very excited. Those morning coffee sort of news segments, those are going to hit. Those are going to hit in the morning. Those are going to hit in the morning at 8. They might also hit at 3 in the afternoon. So make sure you're supporting those vids when they hit. We think 8's a great time because it's an hour before I go live. Perfect opportunity for a lot of y'all that sort of sit here and wait for the live stream to watch those videos. So make sure you're subscribed over there with the bell button so you can support those vids when they hit. Because the new content direction is very different than what we were doing, a year ago. So. The stat I heard yesterday, $76,000 to store 1 gig of data on a blockchain. Nothing's on the blockchain besides links to cheaper data sources. Cheapers. Here I thought blockchain was just someone scrolling through a Twitter thread blocking people. No. How about solo aggro gaming? Solo aggro. That's good. That's good. I like that. Solo aggro. This is my favorite. Is this too long? In honor of Zubair, I suggest RFA Gaming. What? What's RFA? Jiminy frickin' Christmas Gaming. Hang on. Adding this to account. Access main program. Access main security systems. Access main program. Not find that account. What is this other one? Yeah. Unmitigatable damage. That's too long. I'm just trying to patiently wait for Ethereum 2.0 to move away from GPU mining. So maybe I can get a card to play some gosh darn games. With all the NFT, I'm concerned it won't happen. Yeah, that's been an issue. That certainly has been an issue. You know, with trying to set up a disagree gaming. Disagree. That's good. Do. Remember. Hang on a minute. No, you cannot do that. Okay. Phone number is already taken. What if I... Oh, use email instead. Ah, frick, hang on. Golly? Yeah, I do say golly sometimes. Let's do this. Copy username. No, you can't frickin' track me. How do you log out? Bro, how do you... Oh. It's like, bro. How do you log out? All right, sign in. Hang on, I'm doing something real quick. What? Other didn't receive email. Resend. Give me a second, chat. Don't. What are you supposed to do if you already... They make you put in a phone number? Say no to... No, we're not doing that. Freaking... Is this a new thing? Is this a new thing when you try and create a freaking Twitter account that you need a phone number? Like, since when? Insert, don't you guys have phones? This is so freaking annoying. Like, I just wanted to do something so that I would have it. Yeah, it won't let me get past this. It won't let me get past this option. If I don't give them a phone number, and I'm giving them a phone number and they're not sending me the text message, so I can't verify the account. What if, I don't understand, what if you don't have a cell phone number? Can you not get a Twitter account if you don't have a cell phone number? Oh wait. It went into another area. And now it's saying that I didn't enter the right code. Why can't you just use email? Like, I don't understand why you just can't freaking use email to set up. This is so frustrating. This should have taken me 1 minute. This should have taken me 1 minute. How many of these, like, literal garbage human being trolls are able to make account after account after account? And I'm trying to make an extra account and I can't do it. Like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. Why are these people able to make so many dadgum accounts? Like, you got me sitting here feeling like a freaking boomer. I can't make an account because my cell phone's already in use. And then it says, we sent a confirmation code to your phone number. I put the confirmation code in and it says it's incorrect. Yeah, I did select use email instead, and then I get through done making the account, and it makes me put in a freaking phone number. I'm like, I don't have another phone number to use. I have one. I'm not allowed to have more than one Twitter account. Like, all these freaking just absolute garbage human beings are able to make countless accounts. How do they do it? I don't understand. I'm sitting here trying to make an account for legitimate reasons because we have multiple brands. And it's like, I'm not allowed to because I don't have a phone number that's not already in use. Girls have like 90 Google numbers? Yeah, I'm using my Google phone number. I'm using it, and I got a confirmation code, and it's not freaking working. I put the code in, and it says, no, it's incorrect. So I say, didn't receive code, and then I go to put in my phone number, and it says that phone number is already in use. You've exceeded the number of allowed attempts to verify your phone. Please try again later. I have 2 Twitter accounts. I never had to put in a phone number. It must be something new. It must be something new that they've implemented because they've got too many people that make just like constant troll accounts. And so they're making it, I guess they're making it harder for people. I don't know. Like, like, why wouldn't you let me use the same frickin' phone number? Like, because you're using the phone, have you tried the browser? I'm getting the text messages in the browser. I'm getting the text messages. I'm getting the number. I'm literally copying the number from the text message and pasting it in. And it's like, no, it's not correct. I created a new Twitter account with email and was not asked for a phone number. Yeah, it's making me do it. It's literally making me. It won't let me get past this screen. It won't let me do it. I put in my email, I got a verification number in my email, I set a password, and now it's making me use a phone number. It's like, I can't be like, I don't want to. There's no option to say, no, I'd prefer not to do this. It says, enter your phone number. Enter the number that you would like to associate with your Twitter account. We will call you with the verification code. Call fees may apply. So they're calling me? Is that why it's not working? They're trying to telephone me instead of sending me a text message? I tried typing it in, Big Mad Mo. It didn't work then either. It shouldn't be this freaking complicated. You let literal refuse human beings make accounts all day long. And I'm trying to make a brand account and you won't let me do it? Golly frick, I have been messed with for years by people that just make one account after another, after another, after another, and suddenly now you decide to make it really complicated to make an account? Freaking stupid. Maybe I have to do it on my actual phone. That's the only thing I could think, is that they don't. Yeah, they're transcribing it. Oh, wait. The transcript left the number out. It literally, it's a voicemail. It's a voicemail. Got it. It's a frickin' voicemail that they transcribed and they messed it up. The transcription, it's literally a robot. It's literally a robot. And the robot said the number plain as day, and then the transcription just totally left the number out. That's why it wasn't working. Just unbelievable. Got it. Yeah, thank you for calling Twitter. What kind of senseless hate would you like to spread today? Yeah, Twitter literally left a voicemail on my Google phone is what it did. That's what they did. They left a Google voicemail and then it transcribed it wrong. Like, imagine if the verification code was 123456 and it was like 13456. It just left out the 2. That was painful. I now firmly believe that you're not a millennial. It shouldn't have been that complicated. I should be like, no, I don't want to use a phone number. Like, why are you making me put in a phone number? And then if I do put in a phone number, you're like, you can't use a phone number that you've already used. What? What do you mean? So what do you do if you have multiple accounts then? You have to have multiple phone numbers? Just absolutely ludicrous. Just absolutely ludicrous. Like, I have been mercilessly messed with by trolls for years on Twitter. Those guys have no problem making one account after another. And like, I try to make a second account for a brand and it's like, you need to put in a phone number. What do you mean? Okay, I have a phone number. I put in my phone number. No, that phone number is already in use. Just make another Google Voice number? I mean, Abe, that's probably what those guys do. That's probably what those guys do. They literally make a new phone number every time. Because if, like, that's my question for Twitter, is when these guys get their account suspended and they just make another one, do they just use the same phone number? Wouldn't they say, no, that phone number is associated with an account that was suspended? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. All I know, it was really irritating. I had a stroke of genius. Someone put it in chat. I was like, oh man, I'm going to go grab that name just in case we decide to use it. Because it was like, okay, that might actually work. And then it was like, no, you need a phone number. I was like, what? I literally said, I don't want to use a phone number. You don't need a phone number at all, just an email address. Unwound, you can type that as many times as you'd like. I know that, and that's what I selected, and it still made me do it anyway. You're not listening, bro. At the very beginning, I said, use an email. I went through the process. They emailed me a verification number. I got through that portion, and then it said, add a phone number, and there was no option to say, I don't want to do this. It made me add a phone number. There was no choice to skip. There was no choice to say, I would prefer not to do this. It made me do it after I used my email. And then it wouldn't let me use my phone number because that phone number is already associated with an account. It didn't make any sense. It was like, I said I'd rather do this with an email address. I'll just verify via email. You can send me two-factor via email. Like, that's what I did. And then you make me do two-factor again with a phone number. That's what didn't make any sense about it. That's why I was so irritated. I was like, I just verified. You just sent me a code. I don't know why it made you do that. I went through the whole process and can tweet at you the account with no phone number attached to it. I'm simply stating my experience. I don't know. Maybe because I did it incognito, maybe that freaked it out. It was like, whoa, you know, that maybe it triggered some like I don't know, some red flag internally thing where they're like, oh, this guy made this account incognito. Because if you want to make a new account, you got to log out of all your Twitter accounts, and I didn't want to do that. So I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to log out of all of my accounts. I just want to quickly make one right now so that we have the name. You did it incognito too? It might be a random selection thing then. You know how they randomly make you do CAPTCHA and like pick all the pictures of a motorcycle? You know what I mean? And with as much respect as I can muster, it's never helpful when somebody's being frustrated by something to be like, well, didn't happen to me. It's like, well, I guess good for you. It, for whatever reason, it decided to make me do it. It didn't make any sense. And there was no way for me to say no. I couldn't skip it. I couldn't be like, no, I don't want to do this. I just, you know what I mean? Anytime I'm encountering a problem or a glitch or whatever, people are always like, didn't happen to me. Like, it's like, well, I guess good for you. It might be a random thing that gets tripped. And it's like, hey, this seems suspicious. Make this person use a phone number. I don't know. Creature said you were on Twitter's watch list. I don't know why I would be on Twitter's watch list. I've never done anything. I've never had any issues. I probably phrased it wrong. Wasn't trying to make... I know you weren't trying to make things more stressful. You were trying to be like, homie, just select to do email because you couldn't see what I could see. So you were like trying to tell me, like, just tell it that you want to use your email. And it's like, man, I did that at the very beginning. That's what was so weird about it. That's what was so bizarre. I mean, if they have it's your IP address, it's because they have one account. They don't need a mobile number. If you have more than one account of the same IP address, it will ask you for a phone number at some point. Oh. I guess that makes sense. Because I do have a couple accounts. I have Split Screen Live. We have SNTR Gaming, SNTR Network. Like, we do have a handful. Could be region-based, too. I'm in Canada. Yeah, I mean, Americans are probably creating more troll accounts, you know, per capita than Canada. So they're like, yeah, make those dingbats put in a phone number. Twitter tries to authenticate fake registrations, and the only way is mobile numbers. I just find it strange that they don't let you set up multiple accounts if you're in good standing. Like, if I'm in good standing with the platform, I should be able to use that phone number multiple times. Like, what's the problem? I'm not breaking the rules. I'm not messing with people. I'm not doing things that are against TOS. I would just like to have some extra brand accounts in the event that someone wants to grab that account name and then misrepresent my brand. You know what I mean? Clayster's calling out the CDL for not having proper regulations because he tested positive for the sickie. Somebody else responding, not surprising that teams are testing positive. Record cases around the world, and they did this 30,000 kickoff event, and they did it with a minimum safety precautions. Gee, many freaking Christmas. Were you trying to get Cranky Panda Gaming? They should allow you to have primary accounts to make accounts like pages. Yeah. Because when you have multiple channels and multiple brands, the last thing you want is some idiot to go grab your brand name and start tweeting as if they're you. When you played Song of Iron, did you say you like it? it was clunky. There were sections that were super frustrating because it was clunky. Yeah. There were spots that were unnecessarily irritating. They might have patched some of the clunkiness out, but I remember I remember turning it off and being like, that's a no. That's a no. I made a, you know, a non-recommendation at the end. It's only a cold. Shut the frick up. Don't they let you add additional accounts to your session after logging in? Yeah, but that's the thing. So, like, right now, I can go to... Oh, maybe I click on Manage Accounts. Add an existing account. Log out of all accounts. If you have more than one Twitter account, you can add them and easily switch between. You can add up to 5. But yeah, but I can't make a new one. I'd have to log out of all of these to make a new one. I can click add an existing, and it only gives me prompts as if I already have an existing account. So if I want to make a brand new account, I have to log out of all of my Twitter accounts to do it. There's no prompt once you're logged in to create one. So I have multiple accounts logged in right now. We still own SNTR Presents. I got SNTR Gaming, and I got Split Screen Live. Yeah, you have to create the new one, and then you can add it. So they just need a prompt where, like, I'm already logged in. I'm in good standing with your frickin' platform. Just let me make another account. Like, I shouldn't have to do this. But I got to log out of all of them and then create the account, which then, of course, like somebody's saying, like Paul's saying, it's going to be like, hey, your IP address has multiple accounts. We're going to require a phone number now. And it's like, okay. Don't you love show the event? It's on the second week and no levels were added like the second week of the Samurai event. Let's just update the store. Well, but they updated the challenges. They updated the challenges so you can do more weeklies now to unlock more items. Yeah, for weak camo. I actually thought that the Cyber event, I thought the Cyber Showdown stuff looked really, really good. I thought it looked good. I just think the challenge system is stupid. I think they make it exceptionally difficult to just do what you want. I think that's what's frustrating. So. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. It's not premiering, but can you guys do me a favor? The Tim the Tapman teases an Overwatch stream. The video is it's doing okay, but we haven't been doing morning posts over there in a while, so YouTube doesn't know what to do with the videos. It's like, well, most of your users aren't on right now. We've kind of conditioned that channel to be afternoon uploads. Can you do me a favor, and as we leave today, can you head over there and give that video some love? That channel is going to consistently get morning upload news briefings. It might start getting afternoon news briefings as well. Thursday afternoons, we're going to do a live show called Drop Die Cast. Fridays when I'm going to upload the I Can Cast Anything challenges, and then Friday nights with Hilly will be over there as well. You have multiple Twitter accounts, but you don't follow. Oh, I don't? I'll fix that, Hilly. So I'm going to put a link in chat. and that is the Tim the Tapman video. He hinted about doing an Overwatch stream this week, and that also coincides with Mike Ibarra saying there's going to be some Overwatch announcements this week. So on your way out, do me a favor, smash the like button on this video and head on over there and give that Tim the Tapman video some love, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Another split screen, morning coffee news segment that you'll get in the morning, and then more coverage here. There's so much going on to cover, lots of gaming news. We will see you guys in the morning.